Hello and welcome to the PopBucket podcast. I'm Martyn, and with me today is Zara,
Hello.
Michael,
Hello.
and James.
Hi.
Well, this week it's been a huge release of BioShock Infinite. It's one of my favourite games this generation. I gave it 10 out of 10 in my review.
Ooh.
Has anyone else played BioShock Infinite yet?
I have indeed, yeah. I've not gotten all the way through it because obviously life is getting in the way a bit with the busy Easter weekend. But yeah, I'm absolutely just bowled over by it so far. I think I'm probably about halfway through. So wouldn't say too much in terms of storyline, but yeah, the world that they've created is just phenomenal. Lost for words.
In my review, Columbia, I said it's pretty much one of the best worlds ever created in a game, like with City 17 and Half-Life. What's the Dishonored one called? Dunwall. That one. It's so distinct and full of tiny detail that it just brings the world alive.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of wondered how they would top Rapture. And I was, before the release, I was a little bit skeptical about, a city in the clouds and how that would kind of work, kind of, dare I say, I guess, a believable way.
Yeah.
And, they've done it perfectly in terms of the logistics of kind of, navigation around and all of the different areas. I think it's really diverse, which is brilliant. I think more so than Rapture, which is...
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Have Zara, Mike, have you played any other series?
I haven't, no.
No, me neither.
You should do it.
Yeah, you guys
It's one of
should
the
love
best
it.
series this generation.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah.
It's kind of, your kind of atypical sort of dystopia. They've kind of created a whole new world in the clouds called Columbia, which is sort of, the idealistic sort of embodiment of freedom and all the good stuff that is, the American dream.
Yeah.
But it's not until you start to sort of delve a bit deeper and scratch beneath the surface that you see it's actually kind of built on, oppression and I guess slavery. Really, it's there's a lot of racial sort of undertones. And it's pretty blatant about it as well, isn't it, Martyn?
Yeah, it's not the overall main theme of the game, but it's one of the undercurrents of it. But it is pretty obvious in many ways. It's just like the subtle things like posters, or where there's toilets for black people, toilets for white people. It's that sort of thing. It doesn't,
no Irish and sort of
that's right.
To me, though, it looks kind of sci-fi. Is it not sci-fi based then? Not really, or is it?
Yeah, I guess it is really. Yeah.
It's an alternate 1912.
Would you say it's kind of like a steampunk approach to it, where you take an older style and give it kind of futurist technology at the same time?
Yeah. It's like the handyman. He's like a cyborgy sort of.
They're like
a
sort
weird
of
mechanical thing.
Yeah, like an augmented kind of sort of part man, part machine kind of. Yeah, so yeah, it is kind of steampunky. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, I shall have to give it a look sometime.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's pretty special in terms of. I think even without the action sequences, even without the sort of the run and gun, which you kind of get used to with the BioShock, it would still be an amazing experience, just purely down to the world that they've created and the characters in it and how they interact. I mean, I think I'd quite happily play it as a point and click, just based on sort of the actual storyline. I think it's brilliant.
I'd say it's a better story than the first Rapture BioShock. It's better paced. It keeps you going right until the last second, basically, all the way through. Whereas it lost steam. I won't say why to Michael Zara, but it's a brilliant story, but it loses its steam in like the last third of the game or so.
In BioShock, I mean, it had an awesome little twist, which kind of revitalized it. But yeah, I think up to that point, it was starting to flag a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which was kind of a shame. But Yeah, I mean, it's one of the sort of the first releases for the generation. I think it really sort of set the standard.
Definitely.
And probably the best water effects I'd seen, bar none at that point.
Yeah, it's not the best mechanically game in terms of shooting and things like that. Although Infinite does improve the shooting mechanics, but it's more there for the experience and the world and the characters that dwell within this strange place. So
I sent a tweet the other day about it was something about Skyhook getting kills with the Skyhook. The Skyhook in the game is a tool that you use to navigate, and some fool sent me a direct message saying, "Dude, like, mind your spoilers, like BioShock." And I was like, what spoilers? Like, there is something called a Skyhook, and you can kill people. Is that a spoiler?
It was a pre-order bonus. You can buy one of those Skyhooks from a shop.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we go a bit too far with spoilers sometimes, but yeah, people are getting really kind of finicky about it. So. I mean, I've not finished it yet, so I'm kind of, monitoring the tweets with kind of one eye closed, but it's sort of, I don't know, be sensible.
Yeah. Because I've been playing System Shock 2, which is like the original. It's a spiritual. It's not a prequel. It came out in '99, but it's the same game essentially, just in space as BioShock, and I've been wanting to play that, and I've started.
Yeah.
But one, I haven't got the time. Got so many other things to play. But the DNA of these games. It's even though it's essentially the same game from '99, it just plays so well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fancying sort of trying it sometime, and I know it's on the GOG now, isn't it, in Steam? I think. So I might try it sometime. But what sort of similarities do you see? Is it kind of a similar sort of narrative, or?
It's a very similar narrative. There's a story like with someone talking to you the game, then there's a twist, and you can augment your skills and abilities.
Yeah,
with
you've got
various different
sort
pickups.
of plasmid type things, and
basically, it's essentially the same game. But some say it's better than BioShock.
Oh, that's high praise.
But the one consistent thing is Ken Levine's writing in it is exceptional.
Yeah, and I think that really came across in your review, and other reviews that I've read subsequently have just all been praising Levine, and he probably is one of the generation's best, and it shows. So
definitely,
I'm glad.
So, Zara, Mike, what you haven't played BioShock, but are there any other games story-wise that have impressed you or thought, wow?
What, recently or
just in general? I
recently, but if there's anything in particular, going a few years back, because I've just started The Walking Dead myself, and obviously that's regarded as a classic.
Yeah.
Did you get that from? Because obviously it's going. The first episode is going free on Xbox Live at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's free on the PlayStation as well, but with PlayStation Plus, it's all discounted.
Oh, cool.
It might be discounted on the Xbox as well. I'm not sure.
I think it is at the moment. Yeah, it's part of the spring sale. So yeah.
But it's going about £8.50 at the moment for the next week or so. The whole series.
It's not bad. It's not bad
It's
at all.
bad at all.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I haven't really played much, as I've said in like previous podcasts, because of the whole uprooting my life. But yeah, unless we're going to go a few years back, Walking Dead's probably the only one that's really stuck with me at the moment. But otherwise, I can't really think of anything. Michael, can you think of anything that's really impressed you?
Well, I mean, we were talking about sort of Skyrim earlier, and that's always got a strong storyline with good characters. I know, James, you probably think the same thing about Skyrim.
Yeah, totally. There's so much there. I mean, it's just I don't know how many hours I've sunk into Skyrim. And still there's more for me to do.
It's scary how big that universe is, really. There's several places to go, people to meet, talk to, and even sort of minor characters seem to have been sort of given good consideration when it comes to sort of characterization, and you don't get someone who repeats the same phrase 50 million times.
No,
or at least that's very rare. So
it's true, and I think even in Skyrim, in terms of the voice acting, they've done a good job, because there was a lot of criticism for Oblivion in only having 10 kind of voice actors.
Yeah,
most of them being kind of annoying, kind of Americans who didn't really seem to sort of fit into this kind of mystical land, but. Yeah, there's a lot more diversity, and it's good to see. And it's good to see that the races have been sort of expanded a bit more in terms of their kind of their characteristics. So you might get the Khajiit, the sort of like wily kind of tradesmen that have kind of exotic accents. I don't know what kind of accents they sound, kind of Spanish. I don't know, but but Skyrim is bloody impressive actually, and I think Oblivion was good, but Skyrim really kind of built on that basic sort of storytelling, and it had a lot more focus, I think, in terms of your character and how you fit into the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I have got a different one, but it's not really a story. Not really. It's just I loved like the Portals. So when Portal 2 came out and I was playing that, it's obviously not a story, really, is it? But it's just obviously you going through. Well, no, in the second one it is a story, I guess, isn't it? The first one's not so much, but the second one is. And I that one, I just kept having to go back, even if I like stopped for like 5 minutes. Like, no, I need to go back and carry on playing that. I just that really entertained me. I think Stephen Merchant, was hilarious in it. So
I like Stephen.
I was really, I just laugh a lot for no reason about that. I think
he was perfect as Wheatley, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Portal 2, again, it shows the story writing and their voice acting with the actual good gameplay. It just makes for an amazing experience overall. Yeah. And there are some devious puzzles in that I was stumped on.
I did. I'm not ashamed to admit I did a bit of Googling towards the end of that.
Anyone who says that they didn't Google at least one of those is a liar.
Yes, true.
I think there was one myself.
But what did you guys do the co-op stuff as well? Because me and my then other half, we did quite a few of like the co-op stuff, and I just remember at one point I just gave up completely. So I was just doing that kind of thing where you're jumping around and just shooting portals and everything. And he got very agitated with me. Is the only nice way I can put it. But
Come on, we have to finish the level.
Yeah, and I was just like, no, I'm done. My brain hurts.
I never got around to doing the co-op actually, which is
should do.
I made a pact with one of our old writers that we would do it on a bank holiday, but we never got around to it.
Well, when I come back to the UK, we'll do it because it's good. I haven't finished it because obviously I got fed up and started portal shooting everywhere. So
there'll be none of that when we play. I'm a taskmaster.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But Skyrim, that story-wise, I just don't like fantasy games.
Yeah.
Films, as you know.
But
I just can't get into it.
BioShock's kind of fantastic.
No, but not dragons and stuff. There's no dragons.
There's kind of, everyone has their block, don't they? Everyone has their kind of fantasy world that they go, oh, this is a kind of area that I can't suspend my disbelief. For me, I find it easier to believe in a futuristic, complete sci-fi world than I do to believe in like the oldie Dungeons and Dragons world. I mean, I still do believe in that kind of world, but I can understand why some people would find it a bit of a stretch.
I 100% agree with you, Mike. Anything sci-fi futuristic, Star Wars is perfectly fine because it's science fiction,
and it's a galaxy far, far away.
That's
a long time ago.
But things like dragons flying around, Harry Potter, I hate Harry Potter.
Yeah, I'm not a big Potter fan. I do like Lord of the Rings, though. And I like, all the Tolkien books are really cool. I mean, generally speaking, if there's a sword in it, and if there's magic, then I'll probably like it. Yeah. Sold to me.
It's like, the thing of Harry Potter, it's just the magic. It's like, why can't they do some magic all the time. It's just like they're always restricted because there's some weird thing they've made up for that particular book.
Yeah.
It's not the most consistent, is it? But you went to Harry Potter World last week, didn't you? You were saying you went
a couple of weeks ago. I treated Sophie to a trip.
Yeah,
and
I saw some pictures she put up of like a mandrake and stuff. It looked really creepy.
She loves a mandrake. It's her favourite thing from the whole series of films, I think, that screaming plant.
Does it make a noise?
It didn't in the at the tour. It just sort of wiggled its face and bum at you.
That's weird.
I enjoyed Harry Potter World in terms of the technical achievement of the guys behind the scenes, the engineers, the painters, decorators, the
good props,
the prop manufacturers and stuff like that. But for the actual sort of what's on the screen,
the content,
and also the actor Daniel Radcliffe's alright, but the acting I don't really like.
Well, they kind of got better as the series went on. That's the general sort of opinion that like they cast these main three actors and they were very sort of green and didn't know kind of what they were doing to start with. But the fact that if you're on a set with someone all day and like for years and years, you're going to build up a relationship with them, and it's gonna become more believable as you go along. I mean, I say this all sort of secondhand because after a certain point in the series, I just a bit too old to carry on watching them. Is that the nicest way of putting it? But
you grew out of it, maybe.
I grew out of it, yeah. But I can see why it would be. I mean, to be honest, it's a nice introduction for people into fantasy world. So, I mean, maybe if you had read the Potter books when you were younger, Marty, you might not have such a block when it comes to dragons and this and that. So
maybe,
it's a good entry level for kids, I think.
I've never read any of the books. I've never watched any of the films. I can't be bothered. As weird as that sounds, I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me. And whenever I say that to people are like, "Why? How could you not have even watched the first one?" I remember because I mean I can't remember when the first one came out, but obviously it was maybe like 10 years ago or something stupid. And I remember my dad and my brother. So my brother's like 3 years older than me, and obviously my dad is older than me. And they went to Blockbusters and they rented it, and they said that the excuse was two grown men like, ordering it was, it's for my little sister. And I was like, I didn't even watch it. Like, what are you doing? You're making me look like a mug.
I mean, to be honest, I've not read the Harry Potter books, and that's probably helpful, I guess, when watching the films to some extent. But I didn't get on with the first couple of films. They were really kiddie. However, I did quite enjoy the last Harry Potter film. I thought that was quite good. I think it was the best in the series. It seemed a lot more adult. People died and stuff. I don't know. Is that a spoiler? I don't know. People die. So yeah, I don't know. It seemed to redeem the series a bit to some extent. But then, having not read the books, there wasn't that nostalgia factor that you get from other stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I think there's only one film I've ever seen where I've read the book, and that was Angels and Demons.
Yeah.
Dan Brown's book.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one I've seen.
Did the film live up to the book?
Yeah, I think Michael. So I'm just trying to think. Michael Crichton, the guy who did Jurassic Park.
Michael Crichton, yeah.
Yeah. I've read a few of his books, and I think. Yeah, because he's had a lot of books turned into films.
The Andromeda Strain was like famously made in the 1970s into a good, film adaptation.
Was it?
Yeah,
I think I read that one.
Yeah, he wrote the Andromeda Strain. That was like his breakthrough because he worked as a doctor or a surgeon or something, and
that's right.
He was writing while he was on the job, and he had to sort of give it up. But so that was the first one, and then obviously Jurassic Park, which was very successful. Yeah, and there's rumblings about another Jurassic Park film possibly coming.
Yeah. No, it's confirmed, Michael.
Is it confirmed?
A week or so ago, it's confirmed.
Oh, wonderful. I hope it's a return to form for the series.
Yeah.
But I think that old Russian proverb, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, is probably apt in this situation.
I think so, yeah. I mean, was it Jurassic Park 3 where the T-Rex got loose in New York and it was a bit like Godzilla?
I think I lost consciousness at that point, to be honest. I couldn't deal with it.
But I do love the first one. We watched it the other day, actually, and I was just I'm amazed. It's like 20 years ago, and still the animatronics in that film look so much better than most CGI. It's incredible.
Yeah. That's why I like physical real effects, because even something like Star Wars, because all the ships are actual models, they haven't aged.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the old sort of, sci-fi films, where it's all CGI, it's so incredibly dated now. It's horrendous. So Jurassic Park still looks amazing because we're actual real dinosaurs, and there's as much detail as you could possibly ever get on it.
They're not real dinosaurs, right? Just point
it's physical physical representations rather than animated versions.
It's the same as Alien as well. Watching Alien the other week, and the face huggers and things like that. It's just, come on, why don't they bring it back? I want
it's
more animatronics these days.
Because I watched Prometheus, and even though I've got some issues with that, the good thing about Prometheus is that like Ridley Scott's set design is like grounded and solid, and it feels like a real world. And I don't think there's much CGI, or if there is CGI, it's subtly used in the film. So I mean,
some of it's overlaid, I think, isn't it, on top of actual physical? So I think they just touch it up a bit, which is kind of I'm okay with that. That's good. If
it's blended well, like I mean, Lord of the Rings is an example of a trilogy where they've got CGI, but they kind of blend it with
definitely.
So it can be done well. So fingers crossed for the new Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they're doing a 3D re-release as well, aren't they, of the original Jurassic Park? Summer,
Life finds a way.
Yeah.
To 3D.
Just so you're talking Prometheus has got me wound up, because so many people complain about issues in Prometheus.
Okay.
Scientific issues.
Okay, let's get down to it then, shall we?
Right, okay.
Let's do it.
Let's put the worlds to rights, yeah.
Come on then.
Right, one of them was... Who's the blonde girl in it?
Charlize
the leader. Yeah, her. Thank you. She says, we've gone like 1 billion miles away from Earth. And it's like, okay, that's technically like just like a few planets away here in our solar system, rather than far, far away where they actually are. And it's like, people saying, they got all the facts wrong. It's like, she's just being silly. When you say, I'm just popping down to the end of the road, and it's like, you're not, you're going like 10-minute drive away. Or something like that, or you just exaggerate for effect. They're having an argument. She said, we're just 1 billion miles away. And also it just shows her ignorance, and just she doesn't care about anything except the money side of the mission.
Which is what she's supposed to be there for, right? Because she's corporate.
Exactly. Corporate.
Okay.
She doesn't care. The other thing was, people complained the giant squiddy thing. The end.
Oh, spoiler.
So spoilers.
Curses.
Doesn't really matter too much. Right, spoilers here. It comes out of her stomach. Well, her womb, actually, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a C-section.
She's impregnated.
So
yeah. But it comes out of her, and it's this little football-sized squid.
Yeah.
Okay, wriggling around.
You make it sound adorable, but it really isn't. just to get this across, it is a horrific scene. That scene you're talking about.
I saw it in 3D, and it made me feel a bit sick. Actually, we were sat really close to the screen. It was just like this giant operation going on in 3D.
I saw it with a friend, and he actually had to nip out to the toilet at that point.
It's so weak stomach.
How convenient. The squid
thing gets locked in the room. And then, at the end of the film, when it's all hell's breaking loose, she goes back to that room where the squiddy thing was kept. It's probably a day later in terms of.
I think it's possibly a few hours late. I mean, it's probably the same day, but time has passed. I think a couple of hours.
It's
like 20
then grown to this huge beast with giant tentacles, doesn't it? Well, people are saying that is ridiculous. It's got that big, that quickly.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Because the alien in the original grows.
Yes, James. Yes.
I've lampooned you.
I think the thing is, we can pick holes in it. I mean, there's a bit later on where one of the characters gets killed by a rolling object that is coming towards them. him or
yeah,
her,
yeah.
shall I say, to avoid spoilers. They could move to the left or move to the right, but they don't.
Couple of
They
meters.
run in a straight line and get flattened by it.
I don't get
And
that.
That
I know.
that
Surely,
really actually pissed me off quite a bit, to be honest, because it was the point at which I went, this is no longer even trying to be an intelligent sci-fi. Now it's just a dumb action movie. And
that was daft, because
it was-
your natural instinct is to think, God, there's something massive coming towards me.
Yeah.
I'll just
Dive
move out of the way.
Yeah, but no, I'll keep running forwards in the like an old time slapstick comedy. Oh, I hope I outrun this. Bolt splat. But the thing is, we can pick it apart in terms of stuff that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But the main reason that I didn't like Prometheus is because I didn't like any of the characters, any of them.
Really?
I think the closest I got to liking someone was the chief scientist, archaeologist. I don't know what they are. Played by Naomi. Naomi
Maybe the
Rapace.
Swedish girl, isn't she?
I liked her. She was a good character.
She was good, but she kind of, her character by association is stupid because she hangs out with, or she's like in a relationship with the other scientist, isn't he?
He was a bit of a dick, wasn't he?
A complete massive dick, basically. He spends he's infected with something and he then passes it on to her, shall we say, knowing that he's infected.
Yeah.
None of the behaviour makes sense.
That's not very chivalrous, is it?
No, none of the behaviour of any of the characters is recognisable to me as human. I can't understand why they do what they're doing. I can't understand their motivation.
Even one of my favourite actors, Idris Elba, I don't know why he was in that film. He just he didn't fit. I think he was just there to be sort of the love interest of.
He was the working class captain.
Yeah,
Well, he was the closest they got to working class because the original crew of the Nostromo or whatever in Alien was a working class crew.
Yeah.
So I think he was there as kind of a link back to that. But he didn't have much to do, really. He gets like a bit of a thing with Charlize Theron, and there's the suggestion, hey Vickers, are you a robot? Ha ha ha. But yeah, I didn't mind his character, but he didn't really have much to do. And then
and for such a great actor, that for me that part could have been anyone. I could have played that part probably.
But Fassbender was the best thing in that in terms of characters.
Yeah.
He was he gave a good performance, and I think it was an intriguing take on an android. But again, his behaviour makes no sense to me. The things that he does. I mean, people will probably they can rip me on this all they want, but I don't know how he's acting, why he's acting, even if he's working for Wayland.
Thingy.
Yeah, and that's another spoiler, which is a ridiculous spoiler that happens about midway through the film. That it's like something gets kept a secret, that there is no reason for it to be kept a secret, and then it gets revealed as some big thing, and everyone just goes, "Oh, he's here, great," and then they carry on as if nothing's really happened.
Despite all this, though, I did. No, it's good. Despite all this, though, I did actually quite enjoy it, and watching the first Alien after having watched Prometheus is it's quite interesting actually to see how it all ties in. Because when I was watching Prometheus, I thought, I don't know, does this link? It does a bit, but I don't remember any of this. But having watched the Alien since, it's more linked than I thought.
It's a space jockey, and this stuff like that is a big link.
Yeah, and they find the alien in the chair, the guy that gets. Yeah, there's a lot there actually.
So we'll move on a sec. But the main thing I want people to take from this is that Alien, it goes from face hugger to a little scummy thing across the dinner table to a full blown alien in a matter of hours. So if you're having a go at Prometheus saying it's a ridiculous film in the franchise, Alien has the same things as that. Yeah. And it's an alien; it can do what hell it wants to.
I'd agree with you there, Mike. I think there's a lot better reasons to have a go at Prometheus than for that, which is You've got to give
think
it some leeway because it's a sci-fi,
Yeah, I mean, who
Yeah.
knows what the gestation period of a xenomorph is? Who cares?
Exactly.
Just accept that it's
Exactly.
a badass creature.
Yeah, I think the internet brings out the worst in people. And bringing out the worst in people, I'm going to do some more singing for you guys.
Yay!
For better or for worse.
Oh, he loves it, doesn't he?
It's like his moment to shine.
Yeah, right. We're doing a 90s theme week this week.
I'm taking tallies, by the way, so that
Okay.
James doesn't throw his pen and paper across the floor like he did last time.
Okay.
I didn't even have a pen last time.
Using your finger was.
Yeah, you're overstating my method of counting.
So, okay, 90s. It's a mixture of a whole decade.
Decade. Oh, right.
Decade.
How fancy.
It was a good
How do you
decade,
pronounce
wasn't
that
it?
word?
We're all kind of
Decade. Sorry, I was being silly, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Did you think that was the actual way to say it? And
No, I
Mike-
thought I've been doing it wrong for 15 years. Ironically, it's slightly longer than a decade.
How old are you, Mike?
I don't know anymore. Right.
Right, okay. So, I've got 4 songs for you guys today.
Oh,
Hey.
Again.
I'll be
Right,
waiting until you finished and then,
Wait till
Yeah.
me
yeah.
to finish. It'll be clear when the
However much
Okay.
I want to.
screeching
Jump in.
stops.
Yeah.
Fingers on buzzers and sort of.
Right, okay. Ready for the first one? Right. There's a fire between us, so where is your God? There's a fire between us, I can't get off the carousel. I can't get off the carousel. I can't get off this world.
I have no idea what that is.
No,
Is that
I have no
Spaceman? By,
Well done, Michael.
Yeah.
With
Babylon
Babylon
2, yeah.
Oh, wow.
idea.
Well,
What?
that's really sad. Okay.
He's
Well done.
rendered it so well, I couldn't not get what it was.
So that
All
was
right.
Spaceman by Babylon Zoo.
Excellent. Haven't you used that one before?
I don't think so.
No. I'd remember
May have
that.
done. I don't know.
Okay.
Right, next one. I'm broke, but I'm happy. I'm poor, but I'm kind. I'm short, but I'm healthy. Yeah.
Natalie Imbruglia?
No idea.
Nope,
No?
not
Oh.
Nathan Brilliant.
No, it's Alanis Morissette, isn't it?
Yes. Which song is it? Do you know?
I can't remember the name. I'm trying
Got one hand in my pocket.
to sing it through, and I just can't.
Yeah, because I've got one hand in my pocket, and the other one is giving a high five.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's the one. There you go.
Is that how a tune goes?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I'm going to give
Something
myself a
like
mark for that because no one else got it.
Yeah, you
Close
were
enough.
closest.
I named one person. Yeah, okay, fine. Next.
Say it ain't so, I will not go. Turn the lights off, carry me home.
Blink
Blink
182.
182, yeah. All the small
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. Na 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 na.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do that bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't. Right. What's the score? Who's winning?
Well, I'm giving everyone a mark for that last one. So technically,
Hey,
James is in
everyone.
last place, and me and Michael are tied. So the next one, I guess.
It's not the most scientific score. It's a bit like QI or Have I Got News for You? This sort of.
Yeah. I should get a point for being funny.
I'm kind of just putting noughts and crosses in a box, if I'm honest. I'm kind of just playing that, but never mind.
Right.
Sounds
Anyway.
as rudimentary as my methods,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
in fact, it's worse.
Right. Next song, the final one. You better hope and pray that you make it safe back to your own world.
It's the Shakespeare sisters.
It is. It is.
Sorry,
You
that's.
remember the song? You remember the song of that one? Song title?
I have no idea. I can't remember.
It's Stay, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Stay with
It always makes me laugh because I always think of the spoof version that French and Saunders did.
Oh,
and I
God, yeah.
I don't think I've seen that, actually.
Oh my god, it is really funny. Dawn French is one of the sisters. Like, she's the psychotic one, so you can imagine all the kind of faces that she pulls. It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
It is good.
Wasn't the Bananarama one of them in that band? I'm sure one of the Bananaramas are in that.
Maybe.
I'm not 100%, but I think you might be right. I mean, French and Saunders, the best stuff that they did is like when they do spoofs of bands. I know they did a hilarious one of the White Stripes as well, where she's on the drums. Oh.
Yeah. I think her Bjork one was pretty good as well.
The Bjork one, I'd forgotten about that. That was very good.
Yeah, I just loved it. So we're not going to go into a big whole talk about French and Saunders because I could talk for ages. So
that's good.
Right, so who won the...
That would be me.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Michael had a good start.
Well, I was outpaced at the end. What can I say?
I have to say the right songs didn't come up for me this time.
Okay.
It's the quiz's fault, James. It's the quiz.
Yeah, I blame the quiz. No.
Oh, I got 80s glam next week.
It's fun to take part.
James.
80s glam next week. Yay.
Nice.
Next time. Maybe. We'll see. I'll do a bit of Slade, actually, in the 70s.
You heard about, speaking of glam, have you heard about Kiss's new collaboration?
I have not.
Oh. Apparently Kiss are doing a collaboration with the popular children's brand Hello Kitty. To do a sort of a new cartoon series called Kiss Hello Kitty. It's just
Are you sure you haven't just dreamed this, James?
No. I heard it on the radio, and I heard it on Radio 4 as well, so it must be true.
It is coming up on Google as well, so there's a lot of information on it on Google if you just type in.
Yeah. Zara's got her finger on the button.
It is.
Yeah.
Literally. But yeah, it's a new cartoon series with 4 new characters based on the Kiss.
It does look pretty cute, actually. If you look at, there's a picture. There's a picture of 4 little kitties of Hello Kitty dressed as Kiss. It does look kind of cute.
Have they got like the face paint and everything?
Yeah, they've got the face paint.
Yeah.
One of them, they've still got the little bows in their hair, but they've got one of them's obviously Gene Simmons, and he's got his tongue out, and they've got little outfits, and yeah, they do look kind of cute. But the fact that you've got a cat dressed as a cat.
That works.
Well, I know he's not a cat really, but you know what I mean.
He's the cat.
He's got pasted on whiskers on top of his whiskers. So yeah, that looks.
One
It
of
does
the weirdest collaborations in existence, right?
It is weird. Yeah, they'll be spreading pink power to the young masses. Maybe it's their way of tapping into a new demographic. Maybe they'll have some songs in the cartoon. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I used to like Kiss.
Thinking
I
of
just kind of-
Kiss Saves Christmas. Family Guy episode.
Yeah.
Come on, Santa, we got to get those presents.
Right. Everyone, we've had a question, by the way.
Ooh.
It's flooded in.
Oh,
It's flooded in. Okay.
This one's come from Russell. And the question is, what aspects of a gaming world would you like to see in reality? Do you want me to kick it off?
Go on then.
With what I want?
Yeah.
I want it to be like Streets of Rage, where you can eat loads of food and it makes you fitter, stronger and healthier, rather than the opposite to my body. Where it makes me work.
That would be good. Yeah, you just a whole turkey and you're
In a
replenished.
dustbin.
You're ready to kick. Yeah, in a dustbin.
Yeah.
You're ready to kick some bum, and then maybe a giant apple to wash it down.
Yeah, it's weird. In pretty much all games, you have hot dogs in kitchen. You have hot dogs in office drawers.
Yeah.
You have like apple cores on like some bin,
yeah.
and it's just like in a wardrobe you've got like a blancmange or something like that. You just have some weird food everywhere.
I quite like BioShock's take on it, and if you drink some unknown liquor, you gain all your health, and that's great. Your vision goes a bit blurry, but everything's fine.
I would like regenerating health. but I thought consuming food, it combines my passions of eating food.
Yeah,
And
I'm down with that. I'd like maybe like in Mass Effect or like Skyrim, where someone asks you a question and you get an infinite amount of time to answer it. You can choose whether to be a really nice guy or just to be a complete dick. Whereas, in real life, we don't really get that time to think, and usually I just end up being a dick, which is not great. So, yeah, it'd be nice to have menu choices for your responses.
I'll tell you what I'd want. All I would want is more jumping in life. People don't jump enough. Because literally, if anyone who's played with me online, they know that all I will do, if, like, for example, I was playing Halo, I was playing Black Ops, the original Black Ops, with some friends back when I was in the UK. And you could just see, like, this scene of two of the guys, like, proper mass murdering each other. And then you can just see me in the background jumping, going, whee!
Jumping it's not a bad tactic in Halo, actually.
I like
do a lot of jumping. I've been told I jump a lot in Halo, which is
jumping is the funniest thing, and people just don't do it enough in real life. I think we need to do more jumping.
Yeah, take a leaf out of Mr. Mario's book.
Yeah, I want to see people walking down the street jumping.
Okay, well,
it's funny. Jumping, it's universal language. It means come this way, follow me, do this, do that, reload, hello.
Look at me,
jumping.
I'm over here.
Just jumping is the only
it can also mean
signal.
Ha 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 as well.
Yeah.
And a bit of crouching as well. Aside from sort of teabagging, crouching is quite a good way of alerting people to your presence.
Yeah, I think there needs to be more of that. Maybe not teabagging, but there needs to be more of this.
If there's any message we want to give out on this podcast, is there needs to be more jumping.
Yes.
Less teabagging.
But less teabagging. I'd quite like the ability to rewind time so I could play things over again, but in real life.
Like in Braid or something like that.
Yeah, because that would come in like massively handy for me. Because the amount of times that in a social situation I will stick my foot in it, I'd quite like to be able to like go, don't say that. No, that's probably not the best way to introduce yourself at a party.
Stop grabbing crotches.
See, if you combined my speech with your time travel, then you'd never say the wrong thing. You'd never do the wrong thing.
Mr. Perfect, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
with quick save and quick load as well.
Yeah, quick save.
Quick save, quick load in life would be handy. just whack it up the F5 and F6 and you'll be well away. It's just funny, like some games I've gone through on the PC, it's like every 10 seconds, it's like quick save.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the slightest mistake.
Do you remember
quickly.
Like Thief? Did you ever play Thief on the PC?
Love Thief.
Yeah.
Love Thief. 1 and 2 I played.
That was a quick saver.
Yeah.
Always a mistake to be made.
Red Faction on the consoles. On the consoles, I can't remember what I played on PS2 or something.
Yeah,
is that the first, the FPS Red Faction?
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, that was really good. But that had like a save function where you could save wherever you wanted, I think. And that was the first time I'd ever used that. And it is one of those things where like they give you the freedom to do it, and you do it every 10 seconds, and it does kind of take some of the thrill out of it because there's no sense of danger because it's like, no, I've messed that bit up. I'll go back 10 seconds and play it through again.
Like sort of Half-Life as well. I used to be kind of a manic saver because there was always something that would go wrong. You'd always fall off something or get blown up or one of those tentacles would grab you. And you do go a bit overboard sometimes. Some games sort of limit the saves, don't they? Like Hitman, you only get 7 saves or something. Which is makes you be a bit more.
Yeah, I think I've come very unstuck 1 or 2 times with quick save, quick load. It's normally did when I was playing Command and Conquer, and it's like you just amassed a huge army of like 100 tanks. You go off, and then you quick save just as you're about to enter the base, and then they've attacking your base before you, and now you can't go back, and it's like it's crazy, and you have to start over again.
See, that's typical.
I don't know about you, Martin, but saving is probably my major gripe with BioShock. Like, I've kind of pissed it up a few times with the kind of auto-save system. The checkpoints pretty few and far between sometimes. And I, got on a phone call or something and just instinctively just turned my console off, which is daft. and then turned it back on. I think, oh god, I'm back here again. That was like, I'm sure I put like an hour's work in since then. So
Yeah,
I don't know, it seems kind of
I
flawed.
think someone else has said that, but because I blasted through it in like in 2 stints basically. I did like 1 6-hour stint.
Cool.
Hardcore.
I didn't. Sophie was hungover, so she didn't interrupt me.
Yeah.
I just had the time to crack through it, and I didn't really die.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You got the review out in sort of record time, and I was quite surprised.
Yeah, I've had a very good month.
Yeah.
Busy month.
Yeah, you did Need for Speed as well. That was
Need for Speed Most Wanted U on the Wii U. That was a much improved version of a game released last October.
You got to use the peripheral for that, didn't you? The steering wheel or the Wii.
I dug out the Mario Kart steering wheel.
Yeah.
yeah. What's
Nice to see that getting some use.
Yeah, is that? I suppose it's just the original Wii remote, is it? You can just
original Wii remote and the steering wheel.
All right, that's kind of cool.
Got free.
But you said the controls are a bit spongy.
Yeah, but the Mario Kart steering wheel setup was better than the gamepad motion control.
Weird.
But yeah, it's the analog stick. It's a game with so much finesse. You can't have iffy motion control. It has to be precise, and it just didn't allow for that. Whereas Mario Kart, it's perfectly fine because it's not ultra realistic, super fast.
Oh, is it not? I thought Mario Kart was a realistic representation of.
That's how I drive anyway.
Yeah, me too. I put banana peels out on the road just for people I don't like. Always seems
blue
to work.
turtle shell.
Always have a supply of turtle shells.
Quite handy on the motorway.
Yeah, that'd be good. So actually, I was just thinking my favourite power up in Mario Kart is the one where you make everyone small.
Yeah.
And run over them.
I hate that one.
I like that one.
I like it, especially if you get to like run over like a line of them. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I think we're going to have to wrap up, guys. Fortunately, we don't have any competition going at the moment. We have had some big ones, and we've contacted the winners. We're lucky Tomb Raider competition winners.
The jukebox too.
Yeah.
All the jukebox winners,
lucky winners.
That's gone out now. So we're going to keep you all posted on these new competitions. Keep an eye on our Twitter page at PopBucket UK. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/PopBucket. And of course, just bookmark popbucket.co.uk. And you find out all the best competitions going around on PopBucket.
And subscribe to our podcast on iTunes.
Yeah.
So you'd never miss a podcast.
Yes, just search for PopBucket Podcast on iTunes and you'll find us. So
feel free to add a review on there as well.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd be preferable.
Maybe some stars. Yeah. Wouldn't go amiss.
Yeah. That's great. Well, thanks everyone, guys. I think it's been a good podcast. I'm still annoyed about Prometheus haters.
Oh.
That's got me wound up a bit, but I'll calm down with.
I'm still annoyed about
Mansion
Prometheus.
2, actually. I'm going to calm down now. So, nice to speak to you all again, and have a good Easter, everyone, if you're hearing this pretty quickly after it's gone up. Otherwise, until next time, it's goodbye from me, from Zara.
Goodbye.
Michael.
Bye-bye.
And James.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.